usually Wednesdays where it starts to turn a little bit. How's the Bay Area handling all this?
It's I've probably been doing this for like 15 years, but it is hopping right now, man. I mean, hopping. It's been hopping the last couple of days. It feels like it's as busy as it's ever been, to be honest with you, which is interesting because it felt like it was totally dead, absolutely dead at opening night. It was by far the least amount of people I've ever seen at opening night.
Wow.
So it's weird how it's changed. I think it's because it was in Santa Clara and, in San Jose, and not a lot of people wanted to do a shuttle for over an hour to go talk to these guys. So that's my guess. I don't really love opening night. I don't even know if I'm going to go anymore. It's just annoying to, have to push beat writers out of the way to ask a guy a question, you know?
No, it is hard.
I don't mind pushing people like you guys around a little bit. It's kind of fun, but
you're a bigger guy too, though, so you got an advantage here. I mean, I don't know. You should thrive in that environment.
Yeah, I do, but it's like I get claustrophobic, and so what I do, I have no interest in talking with these people that going to the podium for to ask one question of Stephon Diggs.
Right.
What's that going to do for me? I grab assistant coaches that nobody else is talking to and have a good 10-minute real conversation that I can actually use on my podcast.
When you look at the rest of I guess this week, Wednesdays when I start kicking into game related stuff, we're going to talk about it here in just a little bit. So I'm curious what you think, Ross. Where do you think the mismatches lie in this game? Because I'm actually surprised the Patriots are one of the few teams who might have some corners who can at least slow down JSN. We talk a little about the offensive line. Where do you think the problems are for either team in this game?
Well, I think let's start with it's been a struggle for the Patriots offensive line a little bit, and in particular, Will Campbell. Those guys have not played great. And so having to go against this Seahawks D-line. Now, I will say, on some level, the strength of the Seahawks D-line, they're interior guys, I feel like. Byron Murphy and Leonard Williams, and to a little bit of a lesser extent, Jaron Reed. So that's a little bit different. That's not the same as going against Will Campbell. But DeMarcus Lawrence against Will Campbell is not a great matchup for the Patriots because Lawrence is a power rusher, and Campbell has shown that he is susceptible to power. So my guess is that the Patriots will have a pretty good plan. I mean, they have had a good plan these last couple of weeks because I think they recognize that things are not good with Will Campbell right now. I'll be curious to see if they just keep working with him in the offseason or if they move positions. That's a fascinating one. My guess is that they'll believe he can just get better.
We're talking to Ross Tucker, host of the Ross Tucker Football Podcast. He joins us here on 96.5 The Fan. Everybody is talking about the offensive line, defensive line. Everybody's mentioning JSN. Is there something that you feel like doesn't get enough attention here as we head into Sunday, whether it's a matchup, whether it's just a storyline that you find maybe more fascinating than what everybody's talking about right now?
Yeah, well, two things. One is, and this is both of these things I would say are very relevant for you guys in KC. One of which is that it feels like there are 4 legit stellar coordinator play callers in this game. McDaniels has done a masterful job. And maybe the craziest part is that Zach Core in week 2 or 3 was all of a sudden named the DC because of the prostate cancer for Terrell Williams. And for him to be this good in his first year as a D coordinator is super, super impressive. Then on the other side, Mike McDonald, I think he's like the Sean McVay of the defensive side of the ball right now. I think he's fantastic. And then obviously Clint Kubiak's been fantastic. So I think you've got 4 elite play callers in this game, which we've noticed is important. And both teams, it just feel like they had the Midas touch this offseason. I think like kind of like the Eagles last year, I think a lot of times the teams that get this far, it just seems like they have one of those off seasons where everything works. You draft Gray Zabel, he's awesome. You draft Nick Eamon-Worry, He's awesome. You bring in DeMarcus Lawrence. He plays great for Seattle. For New England, even guys like Garrett Bradbury and Morgan Moses have played well. They draft Will Campbell, and who for the most part held it down, and Jared Wilson and the safety. It's impressive how many of their moves paid off this year.
Are you surprised by how poorly Drake May's played in the postseason, considering how well he played in the regular season? I mean, he's an MVP candidate, and he has been as careless with the ball as anyone. Almost as careless as C.J. Stroud during this postseason run. The fumble stuff, the interceptions, they are winning in spite of him in a lot of cases versus Sam Darnold's case, who is maybe the single biggest reason they beat the Rams in the NFC title game. Are you surprised that Drake May's played this poorly so far?
I'm surprised the Patriots are here with Drake May not playing better than he has. In fairness, they've gone against 3 of the top 5 defenses.
But that's also not going to change on Sunday, right? I mean, they're going to go up against another one of the top 5 defenses.
Correct. And the offensive line has struggled, but there's still no excuse for the turnovers that he's had, especially the fumbles. None whatsoever. And it's remarkable to me that they've actually gotten here with him doing that.
When you look at, the way Patriots fans are, we were talking about this yesterday too, Ross, and you were talking about how New England fans are no good. I'm convinced that if Drake May lost this, they'll just turn on him like, oh, you don't know how to win? That they'll just be ready to turn on him at a moment's notice because he's not Tom.
No, I don't think that's going to happen. I understand where you're coming from, but they know what the last 5 years were like without a legit quarterback. And so I think you're forgetting how powerful the religion of young franchise quarterback is. People love, love, love their young franchise quarterbacks. They're very defensive of them in any list or ranking or whatever. Honestly, I think for some people, they care more about it than they do their religion.
I guess from that, do you think Drake May's got staying power? Because over the last time, we did this with C.J. Stroud or Jaden Daniels, and there's still question marks with those guys now. So, 2 years is not going to decide the career of a quarterback. Do you feel like what Drake May does is going to last?
Yeah, I do. I mean, he led the NFL in completion percentage and yards per attempt. He has the mobility and a little bit of let's call it the it factor. And even, with the turnovers, I mean, I think you got to give him a lot of credit for some of those throws he made against the Texans. Those guys made some terrific contested catches to help him with touchdowns, but still, it's pretty darn impressive what they were able to do with Drake May this year. I mean, I can't remember a team having that lead in completion percentage and yards per attempt. It's wild.
We're talking to Ross Tucker, host of the Ross Tucker Football Podcast. Check him out on X or Instagram if you don't already, at Ross Tucker NFL. I know the headline, of course, is the Super Bowl on Sunday, but in Kansas City yesterday, you can imagine we were interested in the news out of New York where Matt Nagy is being hired as the team's offensive coordinator. What's your reaction to that? I think the narrative around Matt Nagy is fascinating to me because I feel like now we've gotten to the point where everybody just acts like he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. It's really bizarre how quickly the narrative is turned on him.
I don't understand that. I mean, he was a sought-after guy when he was the OC the first time, gets the Bears head coaching job. Didn't they win 12 games?
Yeah, they won the division.
He went 12-4, 8-8, 8-8 his first 3 years and went to the playoffs twice.
Okay, and by the way, playoffs that next year with Trubisky, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was okay, Trubisky's not the guy. We got to draft a guy to get Justin Fields. He wasn't able to have a great rookie year with Justin Fields. Guess what? Justin Fields isn't good. We've now seen that with three other coaching staffs. So I don't know. Let's see how Matt Nagy does with a good quarterback. If in fact that's what Jackson Dart is, I don't know. I'm talking to him today, so I'll let you know.
Oh, you're talking to Jackson Dart today, huh?
That's right, Ross Tucker Football Podcast. Don't miss it. Speaking of which, I gotta go on my. I gotta go talk to Will Gavin from the UK.
We'll let you run, Ross. Appreciate it, man.
Oh, hey, great to talk with you.